There's been a lot of criticism for the NFL this year because of the play on the field. And quite frankly, a lot of fans feel it's not up to where it should be. That the level of play, the level of performance that we're seeing from these athletes this year doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel the same. And it's been a talking point since the beginning of the season. Scoring's down. It seems like there's a lot of games that just aren't as interesting as we usually see. And some people have blamed that on the officiating. Some people have blamed that on the way the rules have changed in the NFL. Well, now someone else is speaking out about what's going on, and that's Tom fucking Brady himself. No word if Tom Brady's planning to come back that anyone asks anytime a fucking person gets injured. However, he did have some things to say about the current state of the NFL. It was very interesting. Tom Brady says there's a lot of mediocrity in today's NFL, blames coaching around the league, but then he also puts some of the onus on those players as well. This is on his appearance on the Stephen A. Smith Show. Listen to this.
I think there's a lot of mediocrity in today's NFL. Yeah. I don't see the excellence that I saw in the past.
Why not? Why not?
I think the coaching isn't as good as it was. I don't think the development of young players is as good as it was. The rules have allowed a lot of bad habits to get into the actual performance of the game. Mm-hmm. So I just think the product, in my opinion, is less than what it's been. I think I look at
the rules have allowed people to get a little bit lazy with their habits and things like. When I hear things like that, one of the things I think about constantly is how sometimes, especially when you see a receiver down the field, you see an underthrown ball, you see something like that, it's almost like trying to get the flag, trying to draw that pass interference penalty is like more a priority than catching the fucking ball at times. And that's just one of those things that I can think of when he speaks about that, or just betting on the fact that, hey, I got touched a little bit, I'm going to get bailed out by the ref here, instead of the desire to actually execute this pass play. I don't know if that's exactly where he's coming from. That's one of the things I think of when I watch today's NFL. You know, there's any type of contact at all, the ball goes on the ground, the guy's just sitting there hunting for a flag, and half the time he gets it. And then on the opposite side of the ball for defenders, one, it seems like you can't touch anybody ever, even if it's some sort of incidental contact. And of course, how do you tackle a person with some of the rules that are out there today?
A lot of players like Ray Lewis and Rodney Harrison and Ronnie Lott and guys that impacted the game in a certain way. And every hit they would have made would have been a penalty. You hear coaches complaining about their own player being tackled and not necessarily, why don't they talk to their player about how to protect himself? We used to work on the fundamentals of those things all the time. Now they're trying to be regulated all the time. Offensive players need to protect themselves. It's not up to the defensive player to protect the offensive player. A defensive player needs to protect himself. I didn't throw the ball to certain areas because I was afraid players were going to get knocked out. Mm-hmm. That's the reality. Wow. I didn't throw it to the middle when I played Ray Lewis because you knock him out of the game, and I couldn't afford to lose a good player.
It's an interesting perspective from Tom Brady, who obviously has seen this transformation in the NFL, a guy who played, over 20 years. But at the same time, it's also interesting because I feel, and a lot of other people feel like, specifically injuries to Tom Brady or the desire to protect players like Tom Brady, to protect these big superstars, is one of the things that led to some of these rules being instituted when it comes to protecting the quarterback. We know damn well Tom Brady benefited a lot from that over his time in the NFL. And, as he should. Great players get great calls. That seems to be how it works. Worked that way for Michael Jordan. It's worked that way for every great player in the history of time. But it's interesting to hear him calling out the NFL mediocrity and a down NFL. That's really what it seems like this year. So it's not just the fans that are noticing. It's also people like Tom Brady kind of tearing apart the modern NFL. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.